Flirting is a fun part of middle school and high school life, not to mention life beyond. Think back to when you were your child's age in middle school or high school. How did your friends flirt? Did you try to flirt with other people? Were there some things you tried that didn't work? Did other people try to flirt with you? Was it fun? Flirting should be fun. But what we're currently seeing at middle schools and high schools is that what starts out as fun and flirty can sometimes develop into something more sinister and troubling. Flirting is something that we tend to assume people just pick up. Either you get it right or you fail. But in our current cultural climate, we're finding that there may be a need for some education after all, especially for preteens. They're just starting to dabble in flirting, and most of them are just trying to figure out how to interact with other people in the first place. They also probably haven't thought about why they want to flirt with another person. Are they trying to look cool? Do they feel pressure from their peers to be a flirt? Is it because they want that person to like them, or is it just compulsive? How do you feel about your child starting to take an interest in romance and flirting? Do you think it's cute, or does it make your stomach turn with anxiety? And whatever your answer, why? Take a moment to jot down how you feel about it. Sometimes we as adults feel uncomfortable with sexuality in general in our own lives, and especially when our children are developing as sexual beings. It behooves us to come to grips as early as possible with the fact that, just like ourselves, our children are fully human, and part of being human is being sexual. Once we come to grips with this reality, we're better able to guide our children's development of healthy and appropriate sexual lives, which include boundaries, self-respect, and respect for others. Talking about flirting is a great way to start educating your preteen about sexuality before it gets serious and scary. Help him or her think through why he or she wants to flirt, and hopefully inch them toward the goal of letting the other person know that they are attracted to them and wanting the other person to like them. If these are your child's goals, he can start to think about how the other person would actually want to be treated. People usually like you better if you treat them better. Invading their space or mocking them will not make them like you. However, telling them they look beautiful or that you like them gives them an opportunity to take interest in you, and maybe they will like you. This is also an opportunity to teach your preteen about handling rejection. Flirting can quickly become sexual harassment if the person doing the flirting doesn't handle rejection well. Make sure your preteen knows that if the other person doesn't really seem that interested, it's best to back off and give them their space. There are other fish in the sea. As we end the section on flirting, jot down a few notes about what you think would be appropriate boundaries for your child to have when it comes to flirting. Should they be limited by the age of the other person? What words should they rarely or never use? What physical boundaries should they have? How close should they get to another person physically? As you're writing down your thoughts, think about how you might talk to your child about these things.